Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video over on Ark Survival Ascended, and I wanted to show you something that kind of got changed, or it seems like it's been changed over in the new game. And you can see them beneath me. I've got a whole bunch of really good blueprints, but there is something that seems to have changed on official servers, and maybe this is me being told wrong, maybe this is being showed wrong. People are sending me pictures and showing me and telling me that the level clamp has either been increased or accidentally removed, or removed as a whole. Now, what does that mean? That basically means that all of your items that you used to be able to max out at a certain level are no longer maxed out at that level. They can actually reach much higher overall percentages. Now, I'm going to explain all of that to you in just a second. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. First off, we got to pump everything into crafting skill, because that's how you make a super overpowered item and actually hit the level clamp and cap. So yeah, so while I'm doing this, if you don't mind, smash that like button, leave a comment below, and then consider subbing to the channel, and that will help me out a ton. I'm getting close to 100K, and that's been my dream all along. All right, so anyways, that's a perfect example. Actually, I didn't even mean to plan that. So everyone has been telling me that when you get up to this right here, right, your supply crates, you've got higher level stuff that you're getting. That's a 51 blueprint saddle for an iguanodon. That is pretty good right off the bat, right? This is on, by the way, just so you know, I don't need to back out to show you, because you can either trust me or not, it's your call. This is set to official settings, 1x item, everything. Okay, so this is official settings on my solo player. So what you need to understand is two basic things, right? So there is an item clamp in Ark, and there is an item actual like maximum ability, right? So there's the maximum item clamp that is set by Ark official networks, and then there's the actual item cap. Two different things. The clamp is any number that wildcard or whoever's running the servers at that moment in time says this is the maximum you're allowed to hit on a per saddle or per weapon basis. And then the item cap is always the same for every weapon and every saddle, just so you know. Now, what they have done, what people, and again, mind you, I've only logged in and checked a couple of things out on official networks. It seems like they have been accidentally, either purposefully or whatever, changed that around a little bit, or raised it just a little bit. Now, in order to check this, it stayed the same, just so you can see. If I pump out some of these, right, it has always been the case where 755.3% has been the maximum weapon cap for any weapon, right? So I can make 755 out of that, and just so you can see again, 755.3. Same thing with this guy, 755.3. And then the fabricated sniper rifle, you can see that is the absolute weapon cap at 755.3. Now, that's a really good, obviously, that on an unofficial network, that is not super uncommon. That it's cool, in my opinion. You should have some value in that, but it also scales up all the other stuff as well. So a trike saddle, for example, it looks like I can kind of hit pretty high above anything that you would imagine, right? But there is still a weapon cap on that. You can see 352.7 seems to be the cap for any normal saddle, okay? Some saddles don't qualify for this rule because the Carbonemus and stuff like that, they have special undercaps. That was realized in Ark Survival Evolved, and that's something that's always existed that way. So the saddle cap is 352.7, and that's just universal for all saddles. Now, you can get up to that point with any saddle, again, except for things like the Carbonemus, which are purposely nerfed down. Now, next up, right, the armor. Now, this is where it gets a little bit persnickety, is what I'm gonna say, because it's something that some people agree with, some people don't. So it seems to be the case where the durability will always cap out at 2086. That has always been the case for me. That has always been the case in Ark Survival Evolved, and it seems to be that it stayed the same across Ark Survival Ascended. However, the armor is something that I want to say can cap out right around 1200 on most official networks, and on unofficial networks, the highest I've ever seen it go is 1500. So it seems to be the case that if you have a 1500 armor something, right, that means that you've got a crazy overpowered roll on your stuff. You see I rolled 34%. That's not even all that great, in all honesty. I'm going to take the focal chili. I wasn't taking that ahead of time. Let's see if that increases it at all. So it's actually 1410.7. So on unofficial networks where you can get past the item clamp, this is your maximum item cap, right? Those are, everything that I just said was the item cap. Now, it seems like they've increased on all of those numbers on official networks, because the things that I've seen people get seem to be, on average, again, this is just me taking a ballpark things from pictures people have sent me, and then people have told me things. It seems about 30% higher than it was in Ark Survival Evolved. Now, if you don't know the story on why that changed in the first place, here's an interesting one. When Ark Survival Evolved first came out, fishing was incredibly overpowered. You could fish and get fishing rods, so you basically had a never-ending supply of crazy loot. So in order to compensate for that, the normal thing, so there was no level clamp, there was only a level cap. So they introduced the level clamp in order to get rid of all the overpowered fishing loot that existed inside of Ark. And that's why the level clamp was placed into effect. It seems like, whether this is a glitch or not, it seems like that clamp is either removed or it's much higher than it was, because some of the pictures and stuff that I'm seeing from official networks is bonkers. Now, if you agree or disagree with me, make sure you mention in the comments below, correct this. But this is kind of like an introductory thing, so make sure you're checking that out, because it can go higher from what I understand. And if it's not, let me know. I want to know, because I've heard a lot of people, and I haven't heard anyone that can contradict it yet. So make sure you leave that in the comments below either way, whether you've seen proof of it going above or not. So anyways, other than that, Teach,